Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Engine. Where we left off, we were around this lovely little planet. Oop, and by lovely I mean fairly ordinary. But it has I don't know, a moon, and that's lovely. Anyways, we are going to carry on our exploits. And luckily, the one person there who I forgot his request responded back, and actually I wrote down what he said. He wanted me to go to the Lonely Galaxy, also known as NGC 6503, so we're going to do that. See if it exists. I'm not talking about it in the NGC database. So far, so good. 6503. It is a thing, alright. Now, let's go. Whoa. Oh, geez, it's quite a ways out there. Wow, it's out there. Lonely Galaxy. 6503. Well, let's see how lonely we're looking at. Looks like a spiral of sorts. Can I get info on this? I can. Alright. I can do general, I can't do other stuff. Well, let's explore it. Let's see if we can find life residing within this galaxy. Again, if you have places you want me to go, always write in the comments, and I'll be happy to accommodate. That's the joy of this series. It isn't just me screwing around. I also take requests. I go places. It's a joint venture. Let's get really deep into the disk. All right. Here we are within said galaxy. We're still kind of on the edge, but whatever. Let's go a bit deeper. There we go. All right. Let's start looking for planets. Binaries, ooh. Actually, a lot of stars are binaries. Aha! There we go, a triple with life. That's what we're talking about. Things are exciting. So do I have topics to talk about? Ooh, actually, I might have a topic to talk about. I was doing some research on various things, because I had nothing better to do last night. Well, actually, no, I was working, but I, got bored and distracted, because the internet is very distracting. Aha. No. Which one's the one that has life? This one? Or wait, no. Yeah, it is this one. I was doing some research, and I suspect it to be a moon that has life. Oh, the gas giant itself has life. Ooh, that's exciting. And I was looking at different objects within the solar system, mostly for, resource reasons, where are the best places to get resources for, whatnot. And I discovered, I didn't really discover it, I should say I learned about a new class of, a class of object, atmospheric composition, helium and hydrogen. Oh, there's a big surprise. And I learned about a new class of object known as a centaur. Info. Abiogenesis. So it originated here. Curious. And like what these objects are, is actually I can probably find some lingering around the solar system. I wonder if I can find it. Here, we're gonna go back to the Milky Way. See if I can find it. Oh, what was it called? It's like no, it wasn't Cerberus. That's one of the moons of Pluto. Which I guess could technically fall into this category. Screw it. I'll think about it later. But what these are is they're called centaurs because they're kind of a half a minor planet and half a comet, which is actually really cool. It's like the largest one is like 220 something kilometers wide. So it's a pretty substantial object. And when it was first discovered, they were like, oh, it's probably just a minor planet or a large asteroid. But as they watched these things in their orbit, as it has an elliptical orbit that kind of stretches out between Uranus and then kind of back in past the orbit of Saturn. And as it got closer and closer to the sun, they noticed that it got brighter and brighter, and then started growing a tail like a comet. So they were like, oh, all right. So this isn't it isn't a normal comet, and it also isn't a planet, a planetoid, a minor planet, or an asteroid. What have we here? So it's kind of a mixture of the both, where it's a minor planet when it's out doing its thing, but it's also technically a comet. And these actually, one of them is confirmed to have rings. It has 2 ring systems around it, and the other one they suspect has rings. There's like 45 of them they know of, but or no, there's more than that. But the 2 I'm thinking of, one of them has rings, which is interesting because they didn't think that planets that or planetoids this small would be able to have ring systems, but they actually do. Uh-oh. This isn't going to end well for me. Oh, hey, it did. So it was really cool. It's like you have these large, like, round, planetoidal type comet things. And it actually made me think about Pluto. Because, like, people complain about Pluto not being, I was like, oh, Pluto's a planet, it has to, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. If you take Pluto and if you were to take Pluto and move it within the orbit of Saturn, like, even if you like if you were to put it where Earth is, it would grow a long tail. It would sublimate away and produce a very long tail, and it would act like a comet. And that's not how planets behave. They don't act like comets. So Pluto would actually, if it could potentially, it would almost categorize as one of these if its orbit were brought it in closer to the sun. But no, it's actually it's still just a dwarf planet because it doesn't grow a tail. It does sublimate a little bit, like on its closest approach to the sun, when it comes within the orbit of Neptune. It does grow a very thin atmosphere from gases that are frozen on its surface, but then after it leaves and goes back out past the orbit of Saturn or of Neptune, its atmosphere condenses and freezes back onto its surface. So yeah. And they also suspect that Pluto has rings. I don't know if they've confirmed that yet or not. I haven't actually, off the top of my head, I can't remember that. I think they're still looking, or I know they determined it does have a thin, or it does have a tenuous gas kind of atmosphere, kind of like Triton does around Neptune. So I know that, but I don't know about the ring thing. It has enough moons. I suspect it probably has a very thin ring somewhere. It's just really cool. I love these objects. If only we can go to them. Yeah, I'm working on it. I've actually been doing a lot of research and work into plasma engines because they're pretty cool. Because like you can go around the solar system at a decent speed, actually. Anyways, it isn't like warp drive or anything. It's actually it's nowhere near relativistic, but it's like with Vasimir, you can still get from Earth to Mars in like 36 days, theoretically. And it's like with chemical engines. It would take anywhere from like 3 to 6 years. Well, actually, usually about like 3 to 6 years to get to Jupiter, or 5 to 7 years to get to Saturn, depending on the orbit. But with Vasimir, you can cut down the travel time to Saturn from like 5 years to 14 months, which is really cool. Ooh, 2 with life. Let's go there. Actually, it's funny because the Vasimir is being developed by Ad Astra Rocket Company. And I actually contacted them a while ago about an idea that I've been kind of tossing around for a magnetoplasma engine, and they actually got back to me and were actually interested in my idea. So I actually wrote a report on it. Oh, here we go. Speaking of planets that shouldn't be acting like comets, but they kind of do. Anyway, so I actually wrote up a report for them and submitted that. And I'm waiting to hear back from them if it's like a technical overview on the concept. It's actually really hard to get correspondence because my current program has very little traction because we have like no funding. Not to advertise, but you guys could totally help with that if you wanted to. I'll have a link in the description about how to go donate to the campaign to help get some projects off the ground. Get us traction so we can do more stuff and then get more correspondence, which would then, yeah. So yeah, that'd be wonderful. I think I got a month now with zero donations, which is a little depressing, but I wasn't expecting anything else other than that, so whatever. Anyway, let's continue trying to find the life-bearing planets. A warm Terra with life. That sounds damn near pleasant. CO2, CH4, NH3, C2H2, and H2S. Huh. Hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide. There's some of that ethane and ethylene. NH3. Nitrogen, hydrogen 3. Nitrogen God, I really need to like brush up my chemistry. It's like I usually have a textbook or something next to me when I'm doing work with chemical. Like when if I'm doing any chemistry at home, which is very rare. I usually have one of my books open for reference when I'm doing equations and stuff. Because since I'm not really a chemist, I don't have to remember it by hand. Although I probably should, because my career choice will eventually require me to remember, especially organic chemistry by heart. So, I'll put that on my to-do list. Brush up on my chemistry. What a lovely planet. Its atmosphere is kind of thin, but oh, it even tells you how thin the atmosphere is depending on your altitude. Ooh, we're under the water now. How quaint. Anyways, let's get some information on this planet, such as its life. Abiogenics. This stuff started here, and it's unicellular, so it's microbial. Fascinating. Alright, who else has life? Unicellular. Ooh, aerials. Let's go. Now that one is abiogenic, so we're going to see if this one's also abiogenic. Whenever I find a system that has life within like two different planets or objects that have life on it, I always like to see if it's abiogenic or panspermia, because like, you know, the idea if you have life on one planet, you might get life on another planet through panspermia, because planets will share material. It is. Oh, that is fantastic. So I can pretty much guarantee that the life on this gas giant came from our last destination, because it originated on that planet. But this is not local life on this planet. This is not local grown. This is a foreign import, I guess you could call it. Oh, that's just fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love it. Astrobiology is just where it's at, guys. God damn it, I really need to get my program off the ground more and get some more stuff done. Ugh. Oh well. I'm actually going to go get some more materials for my pressure suit next week. I have, again, I have to like do this all out of pocket, so it's very pricey at times and requires a lot of saving and whatever. I also have bills to pay, so I can't just waste my money on space projects. So things are coming along just very, very slowly. What a curious little moon. But again, if you guys want to help out, it would make the process a lot faster. I can get better stuff. So please check out the link in the description and donate if you can. Every little bit helps. I'm gonna keep whoring myself out like that. Can I slow down the time? Yeah, let's just slow down time a lot more, because everything's going to be moving quite a bit. Oh, I turned something on. I don't want to be turned on. There we go. I don't want labels. I want some more realism in this shit. Well then, let's carry on. I want to find something exciting. Something fantastical. Something splendiferous. Like that. A white main sequence binary with 9 planets, 1 with life. That sounds like a good time. Oh! Boop. Yeah, normally I like to do the travel time, but some people say it's a little tedious, so I'll do the fast travel at times to speed things up. That would be a star. I thought I was going to the planet. I guess not. Which one has life? I want your life. Give me your life. There we go. A warm Terra. God, that stuff's beautiful. Go away. Alright, what do we have here? H2O, CO2, CH4, NH3, and SO2. If I knew the compositions, I might be able to tell how habitable that was. Actually, there isn't a lot of nitrogen. And I'm not seeing any molecular, like any molecular free oxygen. Which is suspicious. Well, it depends on what the life is based off of. It's abiogenic, so it developed here. It's organic, so it's carbon-based. CH4, NH3, H2O. If I had to guess what it was respirating, if there's no oxygen in the atmosphere, but there's a lot of hydrogen, it's carbon-based, CH4. It's kind of like Titan's atmosphere has a lot of that. So, actually it has a lot of carbon compounds like that, like ethane, methane, propane. So I'm gonna actually, on this one, what's the temperature looking at? Temperature 49.34 degrees Celsius. That's actually pretty warm. But I'm not seeing any molecular oxygen. But there's a lot of, well, there's enough CO2 that it's registering here. So I'm gonna suspect that it's actually respirating hydrogen and producing, well, no, it's respirating hydrogen and probably consuming carbon compounds, and it's respirating actually, what would it would produce methane or other carbon compounds. So actually, that might be where the CH4 is coming from. If it's respirating hydrogen, but it's not telling me if there's any hydrogen in the atmosphere either. Like, you need to have free hydrogen unless it's respirating hydrogen. Well, what is it? It's marine, so it could be respirating hydrogen from the water and producing and eating carbon compounds in the water and producing the CH4 and the NH3, that's nitrogen something. But the CH4 for sure, I'm going to suspect it's going to be a waste product from whatever life's on this planet. Because like there's a theory, oh Jesus Christ, that on Titan, the reason why, because methane is fairly unstable and should be destroyed by the UV light and whatnot pretty quickly, but it seems to have an abundance of it, in its lakes and whatnot. So there's a thought that life could be existing in the methane lakes there, respirating hydrogen and producing methane, like methanogenic. So, going off a real-world analog, which is Titan, and a theory by, well, actually, that was a paper written by astrobiologist Dr. Kip McKay. It was Dr. McKay. I forget his first name, but he wrote a really cool paper. That is kind of short, but it was actually really interesting about the possibility of life on Titan respirating hydrogen and producing methane. So I should probably put that in the comment in the thingy description too, because actually it's an interesting read. I mean, like, if you are interested in astrobiology, I am. So that's interesting. Chemistry of the NH3. That actually doesn't look familiar to me. So, I'm gonna have to look that up, because I'm just curious. 1 second. Shit, son, it's ammonia. So I should have known that, but I didn't. That's a little disappointing. Oh well, I guess I'm just dumb. What was I talking about? Alright, methanogenic life. So, yeah, I'm totally going to probably put, like, a link there, because, like, it's interesting, cause, like, this planet, it has hydrogen in the form, it has water, so it obviously must have hydrogen, carbon dioxide, ethane. It's a it's a part of the methyl group. So it could turn into methane. It's CH4. No, wait, CH4 is methane. Yeah, I was thinking CH3 for some reason. Oh, because I was looking at the NH3. Goddamn dyslexia. Yeah, CH4 is methane. Dude, I could be actually right here. Yeah, what the fuck? I thought it was saying CH3, so I was like, what the hell? But no, CH4, that's methane. NH3 is ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and water. Dude, I could be right about the methanogenic life. Again, dyslexia, I was transposing stuff. That's a real pain in the ass, especially when I'm trying to write. And this happens a lot. I'll write something, especially in, like, the comments or the comments or whatnot. And people have actually corrected me on this, which I'm glad you guys do. But I'll write something and I'll misspell something, because I tend to transpose words, especially the word conspiracy. I write it a lot, but I always misspell it. I cannot spell the word conspiracy, because when I write it, it looks correct to me, but I've always transposed a few of the letters, because my, again, dyslexia, it's a pain in the ass. Oh, I think we were already here. Oh yeah, we were already here. Oops. I'll have to pay more attention to that. This game is good. It's helping me brush up my organic chemistry. That's the important thing, because I haven't had to like memorize or like chemical compounds and their names. Like I haven't had to memorize it. Like God, it's been like maybe 4 years, 4 or 5 years since I last had to do. Like last I was working in a lab and I had to do that. But that was university, so yeah. Ugh, I need to get back to that. Holy hell. I don't know if anyone knows, but I've had to take a break for about 4 or 5 years from well, I was already there. From university because my brain kind of fell apart. It's a long story. I've always suffered from free-floating anxiety, just about, well, kind of a mixture of agoraphobia and whatnot. Ooh. And then, right out of high school, I was suffering from medical problems, a lot of medical problems in junior high and high school, which really destroyed my morale and made me just like a really, I want to say depressed, but wasn't severe depression, so it was just more like a bit of depression. And then I got worse, and then I went into university, and I had really high expectations for myself, like really high expectations for what I wanted to get done. And oh, and I ended up, I passed most of my classes, but there was a math class I needed as a prerequisite to get into the course I wanted to get into, and I failed it in high school, and I failed it again when I took it again in university, and I failed it a third time, and that really just destroyed my morale to the point where I just got worse and worse. And then I started having issues with myself, thinking about like what like usual thoughts of, oh, what if I'm a failure or whatnot, and it just got worse and worse. And then I started having my anxiety started becoming more. It's like it was already kind of an agoraphobic kind of base. Where the hell is this planet with life? I cannot find it unless I'm just doing something wrong. It says it's here, somewhere in the berry center, but I can't find it. Anyways, and it got worse basically, and I didn't address it, and then I started having more and more anxiety for being in places, and then I had, well, it wasn't a heart attack, but it felt like a heart attack on the bus once, and I had to just like get off the bus and go to my doctor, and then go to the emergency room after that. And then I developed asthma. I've always kind of had it, but it got really, really bad because of the anxiety and some stuff. And basically, it was a whole lot of stuff all at once. And then something snapped, and I went from being functional to completely non-functional. And I cannot find this planet, and it's pissing me off. I can't find it. I'm a little annoyed. So yeah. So I had to take a break. So I was literally I was non-functional for about. It was about 6 months actually. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even leave my room or my bed for that matter. I was completely broken. And I've been dealing with that ever since. But I'm actually much better. I'm actually functional now. So there's that. I've actually been on medication for the anxiety for about a year or two. But I'm getting off it now because one of the things with it is you cannot drink while you're on antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication, and that's a real pain, so, yeah. So if anyone's watching that suffers from depression or anxiety, or any other form of mental illness, I really understand. I truly do. People actually make fun of me, occasionally make fun of me for it. It's like, that's kind of a cheap shot, like, don't you think? Something's wrong with this planet. Oh god, what happened? I cannot find the planet with life here. It's not showing me it. It's... fuck it. So yeah. But luckily I'm to the point now where I can actually probably start getting back to school and finishing my degree, or start getting back to my degree. Life's hard. Life throws you curveballs, but you have to deal with it. Let's go here. Let's go, sure. Oh, okay, I'm just zooming out. Although I will say one good thing about the anxiety thing is dealing with it helped me in a lot of other ways. I'm actually a much happier person now than I was 4 years ago. Or 5. I forget how much. It's all. There is always a silver lining, and you can get over things. It isn't as easy as just get over it. You know, that doesn't work. But you can get help, and you can solve the problems later on. So yeah, that was my little spiel. I don't think anyone actually really cares, but I like talking about things that matter, and mental health is something that does matter, because a lot of people see it as a non-issue or something that's like, oh, just get over it. It's like, it's not that easy. Oh, here we go. We got a black hole with an accretion disk. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's get rid of this. Go away. Oh, look at that beauty. It's getting close to it. How delightful. And I like how they've done it so you can like you can see the accretion disk behind the black hole. Actually, Interstellar did that too, which was actually impressive because that's actually realistic. Because you won't be able it's like what you would see if you were by a black hole is you would see the accretion disk behind it as well as in front of it because light bends around it. So that is nifty. I like you. Let's see if I can get a nice shot here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's been almost 30 minutes, but I don't care. Look at that. I've talked about stellar objects. I've hoarded myself out to get more money for my program, and I've talked about mental health, but this was all worth it for this. Oh, I love it. But I think I'm going to end off here. Ooh, actually, wait a minute. Let's do an experiment. Yeah, I love it. Oh my goodness, it actually does. It moves. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, oh man, I'm in love. I am in love. This black hole, I love it. I'm gonna like print it out and get a body pillow of this black hole. Look at my black hole waifu. Okay, now it's getting weird. Jokes aside. Anyways, I guess I'll end it there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back for more later. And I'm probably going to do another episode or two of Subnautica, but it seems to be less popular, so I'll probably relocate that to just updates when they do updates. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and space